don't know where they went.
Bobby Chance is naked right now, just an FYI.
Trying to do my best work.
He's pushing the pop. Pushing the pop.
Why isn't your camera on, Chance?
We'd get thrown off.
Christ. Teammates, fuck me. There we go.
Wow. All right. Hold on. I got to do the intro, bro. Fuck.
Hurry the fuck up.
Gosh.
Hey, watch your language.
Gosh.
I'm not talking to you, Bobby. You're good. You do what you got to do. But Billy needs to hurry the fuck up.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. We are live. We are back after a week off because it was snowing a lot. We got a foot and some change. I don't know what y'all got, but we got a foot and some change, and the plow guys didn't help that. It was 2 days of a lot of shoveling, so not great. The temperature is finally going to be over freezing for the first time in 15 days tomorrow. So, but anyway, it is Monday.
20 degrees here.
Huh?
The high tomorrow for us is like 12.
Yeah, glad I don't live up there. I'm not gonna lie.
Live in a better city.
Oh, here we go. Jeez.
The city of champions. This city has more championships than Ohio combined.
Oh Lord.
Well, it doesn't help when one of the football teams doesn't help with anything.
If you combine every sports team in Ohio, the city of Pittsburgh probably still has more championships.
Are we counting pro and college?
How deep does this get? High school, college, and pro, or just college and pro?
Don't forget, Pitt football used to be a wagon back in the day.
Yeah, but they only have like 2 or 3 championships.
Still
we'll figure it out. I'll get it figured out throughout the show.
Yeah, we'll get there. Anyway, today we're
in a championship in basketball this year. That's for sure.
We don't even have a basketball team.
Going for some college basketball. We're a month away, boys. It's coming fast and furious. We're a month away for some madness. Tournaments are starting soon. Jason, take us through the week that was, the week that is going to be, what you've been seeing in the college basketball arena.
Well, we've got 2 undefeateds left. Number 1 in Arizona and number, I believe they're 24 as of right now, Miami of Ohio. Both teams are 22-0. But I actually sat and watched a decent amount of basketball this week. I missed one of the games I wanted to watch today, but that's okay. But Monday, we had Arizona at BYU. Arizona squeaked out a 3-point win. Number 4, Duke at number 20, Louisville. Duke came out on top by 31. On Tuesday, Nebraska was handed their first loss by number 3, Michigan, 75-78 or 75-72. Indiana took down Purdue, which was kind of a surprise, 72-67. And those were the upsets Tuesday. Wednesday, no upsets. Thursday, no upsets. Friday, number 3, Michigan at number 7, Michigan State. That was a really good game. I sat and watched that game. Michigan came out on top 83-71. Saturday, UCF took down number 11, Texas Tech. UCF needs to teach their fans to wait a little bit, have a little patience.
Yep, you saw that too.
Charging the court early. Yeah. There was a foul called with 0.2 seconds, and they had already rushed the floor.
Jeez.
So they had to get everybody off the floor and then go back and finish the last 0.2 seconds. Number 14, Kansas, and number 13, BYU. A battle between the number 1 and number 2 picks in the NBA draft. Kansas came out on top 90-82. Number 15, Arkansas dropped the game at home to Kentucky 85-77. And then today, Sunday, number 9, Illinois, big road win at number 5, Nebraska 78-69. Nice. And number 19, Florida took home a big win 100-77 over number 23, Alabama.
They're trending. Look out for Florida. They're starting to right that ship and figure it out again.
So bracketology starting to get updated a little bit more frequently, but as of January 30th, your 1 seeds are Arizona, Duke, Michigan, and UConn. Your last 4 in are New Mexico, USC, Texas, and Indiana. And your first 4 out at the moment, Virginia Tech, Seton Hall, Santa Clara, and TCU. Ohio State just squeaks in as an 11 seed. We got some big games this week. I'm kind of excited because we have a couple of good games coming up for Ohio State that I get to go to. But Monday, Kansas at Texas Tech should be a really good game. Rankings will change, but right now Kansas number 14, Texas Tech number 11. Tuesday, number 24, Miami of Ohio is at Buffalo. The last time that these 2 teams played, the game went to overtime, and it took Miami 2 last-second baskets to win that game. So should be an interesting game, looking for revenge for Buffalo.
Banger alert on the way.
Not as many good games this week throughout the top 25. Friday, number 2, UConn, and number 25, St. John's. That'll be a packed house at MSG. Saturday, you get the Iron Bowl on the hardwood, number 23, Alabama at Auburn. You have the Sun Belt MAC Challenge. You have a couple of games in that. Miami of Ohio plays at Marshall. Should be an interesting game there, especially because Miami of Ohio is favored to win out in the MAC. If they're going to lose a game, that one would probably be it. Number 4, Duke at number 16, North Carolina. Big-time rivalry game in Chapel Hill. Both teams ranked. That's going to be a fun game to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Number 9, Illinois at number 7, Michigan State. Top 10 Big Ten game. Doesn't get much better than that. And then to round out the night, number 10, Houston at number 13, BYU. Sunday, you get the game on the hardwood. Number 3, Michigan at Ohio State. I don't know what to expect in this one because Ohio State did kind of hang with Michigan in Ann Arbor, but kind of fell apart at the end. And then if we're taking next week off, I'll run through some of the big games next week. Monday, February 9th, number 1 Arizona, number 14 Kansas, big time game in the Big 12. Purdue at Nebraska on Tuesday. Big game in the Big 10. We'll see how far Nebraska drops after 2 losses. Let's see. Saturday, February 14th, number 17, Virginia and Ohio State battle it out at Bridgestone Arena in Nashville. Could be an interesting game. We're finally seeing a resurgence from Virginia. I think what's really going to make this game interesting is dependent on how the week goes. Ohio State plays USC on Wednesday after playing Michigan on Sunday. So it should be a rough week competition-wise for Ohio State. It'll be a good test. Same with Virginia. I mean, the ACC's been good, but they haven't played a whole lot of the top talent yet. So it'll be a good test for them playing a Big Ten team. Also on Saturday, Texas Tech at Arizona, Clemson at Duke, Kansas at Iowa State, and Gonzaga at Santa Clara. Right now, Santa Clara is one of those teams on the outside looking into the tournament, but could find their way in. And then Sunday, the only ranked game we got is Indiana at number 9 Illinois. So I wanted to pose this question to you guys because we have seen some of the smaller conferences get 2 teams in. Like right now, the West Coast Conference has St. Mary's and Gonzaga as projected in, and I believe, no, they are Big Sky. But we could see 2 teams out of the West Coast Conference. My question to you guys is, if Miami of Ohio loses in the conference championship game but wins every other game, do we see 2 MAC teams get in? Can Miami of Ohio get in as an at-large team even if they don't win their conference? Because we don't see the MAC get as much respect in college basketball. So it really is an interesting thing that even if they lose one game outside of the tournament and lose in the conference tournament or in the conference championship, do we think they can get in as a 2 or 3 loss team?
I mean, coming from my standpoint, I mean, I think, does the committee kind of see conference tournament losses as big time losses, right? Like if they pan out and let's say they lose 1 or 2 games going forward, right, Jason? Or and they go to the conference, they're probably going to be heavy favorites, the conference tournament, and they lose in like the semi or the championship round. I would still put them in, right? It just depends on. They need some help, I think, if they do lose, because it's what does everyone else do? You know, we might get some outlier conference champions who maybe would be on the bubble or wouldn't get in if they didn't win their conference. Does that kind of, if that makes sense? But I don't see anyone in the MAC who could really beat them in the tournament. Just the way they're playing right now, they're kind of they kind of have a chokehold on the MAC right now.
Yeah, I mean, they've played some tough games for sure in the MAC. Believe 2 of their last...
action is action for a reason.
Yeah. So 2 of their last 4 games have gone to overtime. And then a 2-point win against Massachusetts. So they've still got to play Toledo, who right now is a team with a winning record in the MAC, and I believe is their last game in conference against a team with a winning record in the conference.
Wow.
Let me double check my statement here real quick. Big American standings. So Miami of Ohio still has to play Buffalo. They are 4-6. Ohio is 6-5, so they have 2 games. UMass is 5-6. Bowling Green is 4-6. Eastern Michigan, Western Michigan towards the bottom. So they have to play Ohio twice and Toledo. So 3 games against teams with a winning record in the conference as of right now. And then you throw in Marshall, which Marshall, let's check them out in the Sun Belt. They are currently 4th in the Sun Belt with a 14-8 record. And that game is on the road. So, I mean, realistically, Miami of Ohio, if they lose at Marshall and then lose in the conference tournament, do we think they get in? I think you've got to put them in a 2-loss team that's been ranked a majority of the year.
Yeah.
I can't.
I don't
I
see how
don't
you
think you
couldn't.
could drop them out of that top 64 even as an at large.
Yeah. And how bad is the loss? And how bad are the losses, right? Like they do lose to Marshall, but they lose by like 4, right? Like it could have gone either way type of games. I don't know if that should be punished. I don't think you punish that. Like maybe, they get exposed or get blown out, right? Or they just no
I
show a
guess
game.
the only other thing then would be what teams win the major conferences.
Yeah.
Because say a team like Ohio State or Minnesota go on a run in the Big Ten tournament and end up winning that tournament, right?
Right.
Then you're looking at a team stealing an automatic bid, and you've got 5 ranked teams right now that would be in, if we were looking at it today. Because you're not going to drop Michigan, Illinois, Nebraska, Michigan State, or Purdue out if Ohio State or Minnesota were to go on a run.
Yeah.
So I think the big thing for them is who wins the conference tournaments. I think that's going to be the deciding factor because we see it every year where a team comes out and steals one of those automatic bids,
Mm-hmm.
and one of these mid-major teams or these teams that are on the bubble end up getting pushed out of the tournament.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. I think it'll come down to, let's say Miami, Ohio lose to Marshall, right? And then they go on to the MAC tournament, right? As a one-loss team, they're heavy favorites, right? Probably in the game and in the tournament, and they go and they get blown out round 1 of the conference tournament. That's going to be tough. Especially like you said, if one of these teams a bubble team who would probably not make it in unless they get one of those automatic bid conference wins or conference championships, they would need some help. They have to essentially do a job here and get it done. Um, but I mean, like I said, if they go into the conference championship game and lose a double OT thriller to whoever the hell they're playing, I mean, do we really punish that by keeping them out? Right? Like I get the Maction isn't what some of these other conferences are, but we've seen weirder shit happen. Just look at the last few years of tournaments. I mean, no one could pick a team.
I mean, look at a couple years ago when NC State blew through the ACC tournament and then ended up making it to the Final Four.
Yeah,
like they were sub 500.
Uh-huh. You just don't know.
I think we've almost got to wait to see, how do these conference tournaments shape up?
Yep.
Because if we have a team win it that's not supposed to, right? I mean, and the other conference to look at right now is the West Coast Conference. You look at the smaller conference. Right now, they're projected to have 2 teams in, Gonzaga and St. Mary's. Gonzaga ranked in the top 10, but Santa Clara on the bubble is one of the first 4 teams out. Say Santa Clara comes out and wins that tournament, still being one of the first 4 teams out.
Right.
Then you're looking at, okay, well, now the West Coast Conference is more than likely going to have 3 teams in. Do they give an at-large bid to another mid-major like that?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of.
Bobby, what do you think about this? I mean, do you think Miami of Ohio can get in?
I wouldn't mind if they did. I think it'd be cool to see them get in.
I think it would be pretty cool too, even if they get in. Put them in a first 4 game. Let them play down in Dayton.
Mm-hmm.
That's not far. Let them play down in Dayton, see if they can get through the first 4. At least give them that, right? Make them one of the 68 teams in, and see if they can earn their spot to play in the next round.
Yep, you get a packed out house in Dayton.
I know I've debated, I wish the first 4 I didn't have baseball right around that time because I would 100% go down there for the first 4.
You know, it's
Especially because right now it looks like Ohio State could be one of those teams in the first four.
yeah. They're looking good. Watched the game the other day because I was just like, let me see what Jason's been talking about this entire time, and I'm like, I see it. This team, they're streaky to me. I don't know if that's the correct word, but they're almost streaky.
They're a team that if they get in as a 10 or 11 could go on a run, because when you watch March Madness, it comes down to one big thing. It comes down to guard play.
Yep.
And, John Mobley Jr. in the month of January averaged about 24 or 25 points a game, with Bruce Thornton maybe at 18 or 19. So your two starting guards averaging, 40 some points, like that plays in March Madness.
Absolutely.
They're a team that's scary because they can shoot.
Unless they play Pitt, then they're going to be a one and done.
Well, Pitt won't get in, so that's all right.
That's fine. We beat you guys. That was a good year.
2 fucking straight years of a buzzer beater at the buzzer to win the fucking game.
Ugh.
Make foul shots.
Oh, yeah, no shit. The sad part is we're one of the best free throw shooting teams in the country.
Yeah, and we're one of the worst.
Yeah.
Dang.
Not good.
Dang.
But the other night we got a battle. I mentioned, Kansas and BYU, number 1, number 2 pick in either order. For Kansas, Darren Peterson. For BYU, I know it's DeBansa. I can't think of his last name. His first name, AJ DeBansa. Right now they're projected to go number 1, number 2. I think they're really interchangeable.
Yes.
I'm still salty because Peterson was down. His final 2 was Kansas and Ohio State. So, but beside the point, they do look like the overall number 1 and number 2 picks.
They definitely did. They definitely did when they played each other.
Yeah, the big thing for Peterson is going to be, can he stay healthy?
Yep.
That's kind of been the big thing for him all years. He's had the injury problems. But they, both guys definitely look the part. DeBansa right now averaging 23.3 a game. Peterson may not qualify for league leaders. Let's see. Let's go to teams. Let's go down to Kansas. He may not, because I don't think he's played enough games.
Mm-hmm. He's definitely been dealing with that injury bug.
He's averaging 21.3.
Yep. Both have such huge upside. Yeah, they're going to be so good.
Definitely 2 guys at the top of the draft conversation.
Mm-hmm. And if
right now, the experts have Peterson going 1 and DeBansa going 2.
Yeah, and if you are a NBA team who is looking to dump, and now is the time, because you have.
So here's the scary thing for the league, the NBA right now. We'll talk about it for a quick sec.
Yeah.
Right now, the team that would have the highest odds for the number 1 pick, the Indiana Pacers.
Oh, wow. That would be huge for them.
Get to the finals last year, Halliburton gets hurt, you don't have your guy, and you could score the top prospect coming out of college.
Yep, and you get Halliburton back next year.
Yeah.
Get him some legitimate help that if he needs a break or a day, or if he's not on, that team could still go. Whew. Look out. Pacers on the rise in 2026, 27. That'll be huge for them.
How much have you guys been able to watch college basketball? Have we at least been able to watch a little bit of some of the top teams?
Yeah. I've been watching my team lose every fucking day the last week.
Right now, can we agree that Arizona definitely looks like the favorite?
Here's my question. Who's going to beat Arizona?
mean,
'Cause
UConn looks good. I think that, and you guys know that this is unbiased because it pains me anytime I have to say this about any of their sports. But Michigan looks legit. Yaxel Lendeborg is a legit NBA prospect. I think that they are a legit contender come March. Now, again, you've got to look at a team like a Kansas, a Duke could go on a run.
Yep.
Bobby, who's the other one that I'm not saying yet because I'm waiting for it to get chimed in?
Michigan State.
Yeah, I mean, if Michigan State's in the top 10 or 15 coming into the tournament, they could go on a run. They could very easily win every game by 15, 20 points.
Did that
potential.
Sorry. Did that game against Michigan worry you?
About Michigan State?
Yeah.
No, I just think that Michigan is that good.
Okay.
And I'm kind of glad that they did the home and home between Ohio State and Michigan this year because I get to see it live.
Yeah.
And really see what they're about. But no, I think Michigan's legit. UConn is a good team. Gonzaga is the one that scares me.
Okay.
That I don't think they can make a run. I think they're overrated at the moment. Their only loss, I don't know if you guys have looked into this or, paid attention early on. UConn, they may have lost 2 games, but their big time game this year non-conference was against Michigan. And they got absolutely blown out of the gym.
Yeah. It was ugly from what I heard.
They lost to Michigan 101-61.
Oh God.
Neutral site. So they did beat Alabama, they beat Kentucky, they beat Creighton at the beginning of the year, but it's kind of sad to see that Creighton isn't what we're used to seeing.
Right.
But if they want to compete, I mean, you look at it right now, and their loss to Michigan just scares me that they can't compete with some of those teams.
Yeah, they don't. Gonzaga is weird because it seems like the talent is missing from the team that we're used to seeing. Or if it's, I don't know if it's
the thing with Gonzaga is they're always ranked super high, and yeah, they can back it up. But look at the conference they play in.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not the greatest conference of all time. That is for sure.
I mean, here's 2 of their conference wins this year. Against Pepperdine, they beat them 96-56 on the road. And they beat Loyola Marymount 82-47.
And not exactly going to hang that up in the on the wall.
Well, and then you play San Francisco, who is currently 14-10, and you only beat them 68-66 at home.
Which, shout out to San Fran. That's a respectable record for a university of your caliber, but what we're saying is, come on.
You look at a team like Gonzaga, I mean, some of San Francisco's games this year, I don't think they've played that many big-time games.
No.
So when you look at their record, so let's look at their schedule. Some of their losses, right? Okay, St. Louis, they're a good team. They're ranked. Memphis, Colorado, Nevada, they lost to North Alabama by 2. Lost to Oregon State, which Oregon State is terrible this
Not
year.
Great.
Got blown out by St. Mary's. Got blown up, lost by 15 to Santa Clara.
Not ideal.
No, not ideal. I mean, yeah, they beat Minnesota. They beat Mississippi State. Washington State, I believe, is one of the 2. No, they have a terrible record. But, it's not big-time games that they're losing. and to only beat them by 2 points at home kind of makes me nervous with Gonzaga.
Yeah.
I mean, Gonzaga beat UCLA, they beat Kentucky, beat Maryland, beat Alabama, but they just make me nervous to try to pick them moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
The other ranked team that I look at that I expect to kind of go on a run could be a team like Illinois. Illinois is a team, they've played some tough games. They're hanging into the Big Ten. They've hung with the top dogs in the Big Ten. They're 17-3.
Pretty damn good.
Yeah, they beat Purdue. They beat Iowa on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Beat Nebraska on the road. So all three of their big-time wins in conference have come on the road. Beat Tennessee. Two of their three losses, Alabama and UConn out of conference, and then they lost to Nebraska by 3 at home. They beat Texas Tech. Like, they're a team that can compete with these big-time schools that we're seeing ranked in the top 5. They've beaten a few of them. So they're a team I kind of look at. They've still got to play Michigan State. They've got to play Indiana. They've got to play at USC and UCLA. And they've got to play Michigan yet. So we'll really find out a lot about them down the stretch of this season. The month of February is not going to be an easy one for them. That's for sure. I mean, we talk about Michigan, their one loss is to Wisconsin at home. A bad loss in the conference. Yeah, Wisconsin's a little bit better than, we thought they were going to be coming out to start the year. So it doesn't look as bad. But Michigan still has to play at Ohio State, rivalry game. I'm not saying Ohio State is going to beat them, but don't be overly surprised if they keep it close and could beat them. Road games in the Big Ten, they're tough, and I know that game will draw. It's not going to be like some of the other Ohio State games where it's dead silent.
Mm-hmm.
You still got to go to Purdue. Chance, just how tough it is to win at Purdue. It doesn't matter if they're 1-20 or 20-1. It's always tough to win at Purdue.
I'd say all the Big Ten basketball arenas are all tough to win at.
Yeah.
No matter if the team's good or not, all those teams, all those fans show up.
Still got to play at Illinois, and you still play Duke neutral site in February. And I believe that game is at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, that's gonna be a tough times there.
So it's gonna be a tough stretch for Michigan down the end of the end of the year. They still got to go to Iowa.
Yeah.
Still got to play Michigan State again.
And
Northwestern's
then you got the tournament.
a one-man team, but you got to go there. So.
Yeah. And then it's tournament time, and that gets, really interesting. You definitely want to be at your best when you go in there. So.
Well, the other interesting thing about the Big Ten tournament this year is last year all but 4 teams got in. So the bottom 4 teams didn't make it in.
Mm-hmm.
This year, every single Big Ten team makes it in.
Mm. Dang.
Every team. So in all reality, I look at it right now, 4, 8, 10, 12, I believe we have 18 teams, I think. I can't count or read, so it's tough. But in all reality, with the way that the bracket is made up, you want to be within the top 8. That gives you a really good shot. That means you don't play until the 3rd day. Preferably, you would want to be 5 or 6. But you just never know who's going to make it through to be able to go play, the higher seed.
Right.
But right now, your top seed is Michigan. Your bottom seed is Penn State. Penn State's 1-10. They're god awful.
Yeah, they're not good. They're too focused on playing their outdoor hockey game, brother.
I think Pitt even beat Penn State. That's how bad they are.
Yeah, Penn State is
That
not
outdoor
good.
game was amazing.
It was
yesterday
fantastic.
At Penn State.
In fact, they went to overtime, too.
That's how outdoor hockey is supposed to be done.
I don't know, the game going on right now, I think they did a phenomenal job with the stadium.
With the
series.
stadium.
Yeah.
They're
I think
doing
it's phenomenal.
Dallas next year. Jerry World.
That's an indoor game, though.
Yeah.
It's not a stadium series.
Yeah.
It's
Technically it is.
The only one I agree with next year is when they're playing in Utah.
That's going to be phenomenal.
That's going to be awesome.
I still think you needed to do Pittsburgh, Washington.
Yep.
Or Happy Valley, Penn's Flyers. It's halfway from each side.
Yeah, but there's two big reasons why I would have done Washington and Pittsburgh.
Number 8,
Sid
number
versus
87.
Yeah, I get an outdoor game with those two legends one more time.
One final time. The two guys who
And
essentially
make it,
saved hockey.
You make it
87 can still prove he's better.
Yeah.
He's hands down better.
We know.
But anyway,
And I still have to give you shit about it.
All right, I think that is all for college basketball, Jason.
yeah, can we go into show for a little bit?
We can in a minute once I let these good people go. Enjoy the rest of their Monday.
And we'll see you.